getting a refund.
Well, it's a hot topic. What does the future of Smith's Ballpark actually look like? We had 3 concepts that were submitted here to the city today. Coming up after the break, I'll tell you each one, what it focuses on.
Salt Lake City has taken the next step in re-envisioning Smith's Ballpark. And this afternoon, 3 design concepts were submitted to the mayor and redevelopment agency of Salt Lake City.
News specialist Shara Park was at the meeting and joins us with an update on the project. A lot of people interested in what's going to happen here, Shara.
Yeah, you know, this could really just change the future of what this section of Salt Lake City looks like, right? We've had for 2 years people weighing in on what they want the ballpark to look like when it comes to a redesign. And what we saw today here at the City and County building was 3 concepts that were presented that really took that community's opinion and that feedback and really weighed in on those designs. Now, these designs were presented by Perkins and Will, an urban design and architecture firm, and each concept has an anchor, as well as plans for residential, commercial, and public space. The first concept focused on sports, keeping the full ballpark in place, expanding its use to other sports. The second concept focused on culture and community, partially demolishing some of the ballpark to make way for an outdoor concert venue, as well as a neighborhood square, public library. Concept 3 focused on nature, completely demolishing the ballpark and bringing in green space and daylighting the 3 creeks under 13th South. Now, this is just really skimming the surface of these designs, but what I can tell you is they were presented to the ballpark neighborhood last night, and overwhelmingly the support went to concept 2, preserving some of the stadium to make way for new multi-use design.
It is not often that we see such an alignment right out of the gates on anything that the city proposes from a design standpoint. And I am surprised and pleased that we're hearing such unanimity, but we're going to remain open to listening over the next several weeks and perhaps couple of months while we make our final decision.
Now, Mayor Erin Mendenhall says from day one, she wanted the community to be able to use the nearly 14 acres all year long. And so she is pleased with these concepts that have been presented. She says the redesign should be a place where businesses can thrive, families can live affordably and grow, and where people want to spend their weekends. Now, we just got the renderings of these designs, so we'll show you those renderings coming up tonight at 6:30. Mayor Mendenhall says it's important to keep the ballpark history in place and the identity as it is in whatever design is chosen here in the future. We'll likely see how that history is incorporated when that final design is chosen sometime early next year. For Live at 5 in Salt Lake City, I'm Shara Park.
Interesting update. Thanks, Shara. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Salt Lake City has taken the next step in re-envisioning Smith's Ballpark. This afternoon here, 3 design concepts were submitted to the mayor and redevelopment agency of Salt Lake City. News specialist Shara Park was at the meeting and joins us now with an update on the project.
Yeah, hi, Mike. Good evening to you. Now, there has been a lot of community engagement on the redesign of the Smith's Ballpark area over the past 2 years. And after talking with residents who live in that area and seeing these redesigns being presented today, it's clear that their voices are being heard.
We're the ballpark neighborhood.
It's a project Salt Lake City residents are passionate about.
And I think we're intent on staying the ballpark neighborhood.
And for the past 2 years, they've made their voices heard.
Especially as our next chapter unfolds.
And that has really been our charge, is to bring the community's vision to life.
Today, 3 design concepts for the future of Smith's Ballpark were presented to the redevelopment agency of Salt Lake City. The first focuses on sports, keeping the full ballpark in place and expanding its use for other sports. The second focuses on culture and community, partially demolishing the ballpark to make way for an outdoor concert venue and neighborhood square. The third is a concept focused on nature, completely demolishing the ballpark and bringing in open green space.
This is an incredibly important part of my district, but also of the city as a whole. And I imagine this being somewhere as much of an economic driver as downtown Sugar House is.
While each concept design includes multi-use development with additional housing, the one that received the overwhelming support from ballpark residents is the partial demolition.
It is not often that we see such an alignment right out of the gates on anything that the city proposes from a design standpoint. And I am surprised and pleased that we're hearing such unanimity.
Mayor Mendenhall says from day one, she wanted the 13.5-acre redesign to honor the ballpark's history while supporting growth and development in the community. For Erica Carlson, she says the designs all do that, and she looks forward to the ballpark's future.
It belongs to all of us, and the city needs to be using that site for the benefit of the people who live here in Salt Lake City.
Now, the mayor and other city leaders will look at each of these designs, and they'll make a decision on which concept they'll go forward with sometime early next year. But again, there could be changes within that design as well as they really get into those nitty-gritty details. You can read more about these concepts on our website right now at KSL-TV.com. Mike, we'll send it back to you.
Hey, everybody likes options. All right, Shara, thank you.
Boeing is back in business.